Welcome to Charity's Bubble. Today we have a new guest. I'm gonna tell you about her just in a little bit, but we are on Zoom, and you're gonna learn so many things about her today. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button, like us on YouTube, and comment, and we will walk this journey and we will get there. So my guest is all the way from Canada. Yay! And we are going to learn so much from her. So welcome, and tell us who you are and where you come from.
So yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you. I'm really humbled to be in Charity's Bubble. So my name is Cynthia. Cynthia Knowledge is Power is my channel name. So I do immigration. I come from Canada, Calgary. And yeah.
Okay, so where you said that you live in Canada, right?
Yes.
So how did you get to go to Canada? Were you born there, or did you just move from there? Or just tell us, we're eager to know.
So I came here via Spousal Visa. I was sponsored by my husband, who has been here for roughly over 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been here myself for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I came via Spousal Visa, like, yeah, I was sponsored.
So you were invited by your husband. So tell us how that goes, because basically someone would like to know, maybe they have a spouse or someone in Canada, and they would like to know, and they would like to understand the process.
So initially, my husband just applied for permanent residency. Mm-hmm. And then once he got his permanent residency, mm-hmm. he was able to sponsor his family via spousal visa. So he applied for a spousal visa for us, for me and my kids. That time when we came, we were three of us, just me and my two sons. So we came via spousal visa.
So, so that is the spouse. What about the kids? When you are invited as a spouse, do you just add the kids, or what happens?
The kids fall under you because they were under 18.
Okay.
They were all minors. Mm-hmm. So when I applied, he applied with inclusive. They fall under, because they are minors. They were minors.
And how long does the process take?
The process took us around almost 9 months, 9 to 1 year. It took 9 to 1 year, the process itself. Yeah. That includes all the medicals, the checkups, everything.
So when you're being sponsored by your husband, your spouse, what do you require to go to the Canadian embassy?
The good thing about the spousal visa, you don't require to go to the embassy. Okay. Everything is done on the other side. So my husband did everything while in Canada. The visa, everything was done. So you just send your passport over to Canada. He takes them to everything is processed on this side. So, and then, wow. Yes, it is the easiest way to come to Canada.
So that's easy. If you have a spouse, goodness.
Yes, if you have a spouse who's living here, that is actually one of the very easiest, because you not even go to the embassy. So that means they will not ask for proof of funds. They will not ask for all these things that they usually ask you when you want to come to visit. Okay. Because I had applied to come and visit before we applied for the spousal, and then I was denied because of lack of proof of funds, lack of showing that I will come back after I come over to Canada and visit. They said they don't have, they can't see any grounds to prove that I will come back after my visit to Canada, that I'm going to go back to Kenya. So spousal visa is actually, it's like so quick, it's express. Yeah.
It's quick. So when he applied everything, he just sent you the passports, or how? Or
So I sent him our passports.
okay.
Yeah,
The Kenyan passports.
Yes, I sent the Kenyan passports via DHL. I just put them, I sent them over here, and then all the processing was done here, and then he took them and sent them back.
So with the visa ready for you guys
with the visa stamped, everything done.
Okay. Oh wow, that's very easy.
Very
so
easy.
What was the budget? Like, how much money did you use? Because I like and this is a very, I think, important question, because most people think that when you're invited abroad, you don't spend money, that you get help from some the government, maybe Canadian government or the US government is going to help you with money. So can you tell us a little bit about the finances?
The finances, let us start first by your medicals, because usually this one is only submitting all the papers, right? So just some. So once you submit all your papers, then you are approved. The next thing is to go for medicals. The medicals for me as an adult with 2 minors, we spent around 70,000 Kenya shillings.
Oh, wow.
Yes, around 70,000, because they will send you to a specific hospital. You can't just go to a hospital of your choice. The Canadian embassy will send you to their doctor, their preferred doctor for checkup. And the checkup includes everything, all, x-rays, your blood check, urine check, everything, everything to make sure you are fit.
Right.
Yeah, there's no underlying conditions and diseases and sicknesses, because some diseases can make you inadmissible.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, they have to check you and they will send you to their specific doctor. So after we went for medical, that was the only expense for medical, and then now was the ticket. That was it, of which the ticket was around $1,000 for, because even minors usually pay like adults.
Oh, wow.
They have the seat. So it took us around 1,300 each for 3 people.
Oh,
so,
my goodness. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yes.
So now you have gone to Canada and you have reached there. So how was your first time? Like what did you see that you didn't expect?
Oh, wow. Culture shock. Yeah, culture shock. You are seeing different kinds of people. You are not, you are used to being in Africa, seeing, our kind of people. And now here you are. It's a multicultural environment, different kinds of people from all walks of life.
Right.
It was, culture shock at first. And then first I saw there was no, everything is, the roads are well done, because we are used back home. When you walk a short distance, the dust is up to your back. There is no dust here.
I can imagine.
I was wondering, where is the dust here? It's not dusty here, because all the roads have been paved. It was such an interesting. And then I didn't see the crowding. You know how you go to downtown in Nairobi,
right?
And there are so many people. So we went to downtown because we were getting all, your SIN number and all this. You go to town and there are no people. So I would ask, where is everyone? Why is this town so empty?
So there was nobody.
Yes, you are just seeing, 3 people there, a few people here. I was like, oh, this is very.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What about the food?
Oh yeah, the food was the other thing. Because back home we are used to our own kind of food, and here I remember. So one time we went to visit a friend somewhere, and then And then, yeah, so we were offered like a salad, you know, the chopped kale and spinach and all. So the salad was raw, and I asked, why are they giving us raw food? Because I'm not used to eating.
No, I can imagine.
Used to eating, salads back home. But now I see we are catching up with the rest of the, we are now starting to eat, salads. We are starting to realize, the food was so different for me. And then I would search for foods that I eat back home. You have to go to a faraway grocery store, African store, where you can get that. Actually, the other foods that are really available are like pizzas and burgers, and at first you will eat them and find them good because at back home those were foods for the rich people.
Yes. I can imagine. Yeah.
Yes. At first, you feel so rich that now you can finally eat a burger for dinner for a whole week. You know. And it's normal. You can eat pizza because back home pizza is very, very expensive, and you have to go to town to get it, and it's very expensive. You have to part with around the 2,000, Kenya shillings for that. But here it's so normal. Then yes.
So what about the kids? Like, how did they adjust?
It was wonderful, especially when they saw snow. Our first time snow, because we came around September, and then it's I think a week later it started snowing, and wow, everything was all white. Actually, so it was so amazing to see snow because we are used to seeing snow in the
movie,
in the movies. So it was, yeah.
So did you, you were, it was a little bit different for you because you went direct to your husband, right? So when you went and you got a school for the kids, how did that go for them? How did they adjust?
School was very interesting because especially my son, who was, I think, in grade 5, he said when he did the exam, how they do the interview, the exam, he said, oh, this is very easy because our system back home is much more complicated than here, if I can say that.
Right.
It is very different from here. So he said, wow, this is, he was astonished at how easy the exams were, and he found them very easy because back home, it's so much, we learn so much.
Right, we do, and we don't get prepped.
Yes,
it's just like something out of somewhere is a test, and you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yes. So it was they adjusted, and then now when they started classes, it was like, wow, these people are very kind, students asking if you need help, if you need to be shown somewhere.
Oh yeah.
He saw another side of people he hadn't seen. Back home, we are not like that.
No, we are not. I don't think we are.
We don't go around asking if you need help.
Yeah.
Are you having trouble here, or what do you need?
Okay, yeah, we don't do that. And I don't know why we don't even smile.
No, yes. That's the other thing I saw here. I was, I was like, this is very interesting because you walk along the streets and total strangers are smiling at you, and you wonder, why are they smiling at me and I don't know them,
Yeah, right. And I remember going with my son to his school, and I found everybody smiling, and then my son was like, Mom, you need to smile. And then I was like, oh, okay. So is it like that over there? Like you have everybody smiling at you?
Yes.
Okay. So
it's a different culture.
So what is different from there? What are they like? How do they, like, for example, here, let me give you an example so that you can understand my question better. Now, like, you know, chips at home, the chips, like the chipo.
Yes.
So
yes.
here they call them fries. Do you have different names for different things there that we do, they call them differently in Canada?
Yes, yes, because here chips, back home we call them chips.
Yes.
And here we call them yes, here we call them fries.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Back home we call them chips.
Okay.
And then you know the potato crisps.
Yes. The crisps.
Here they call them chips.
Uh-huh.
So I was so confused, by this wording. And then the other thing was this forwarding of the clock 1 hour before and 1 hour.
Yeah.
Very interesting for me, because how can you stop time and restart time? I've never heard of something like that.
Did you ever get late going somewhere thinking that it's a certain time and then you?
Yes. Yes. Because I had not forwarded and doing back, or sometimes I would get very early there, or sometimes very late, an hour late, because I didn't know it was time to forward, it was time to backward. I had never seen of that. I still don't understand that, the forwarding and of the time.
Oh yeah. So so once again, we are watching Charity's Bubble. You can hear how interesting our friend Cynthia in Canada, and she's teaching us a lot of things that are in Canada, and we are learning so much from her. So I have another question. Now, like home, we are used to going to the market.
Yes.
Or going to the woman outside the plot for for vegetables and everything. So how was it like when you're going for shopping for your house, for your stuff, or maybe you are going to buy food in a fast food restaurant? Like, how did you have any challenges with that?
Like when you're going
to order something.
Yes. Yes.
You're ordering something.
Definitely.
Oh,
I did not know how to go about that. It was very difficult, but lucky for me, I had someone now. I had my husband who was showing me this is how we do it,
Right.
But I found it very interesting. And then the fact that someone can bring something to your house,
Yeah.
Back home, you cannot order, bring me fries or bring me groceries to the door.
Online, yeah.
Wondering how come. How do they even
how honest are these people?
Yes, that you just tell them, I want this, I want that, and they will bring it to the door.
Right.
That was very,
it was very interesting, right?
Yes, it was very interesting for me to find out that these people are honest, that you can pay them and they can deliver.
Right.
Because I can imagine paying back home someone.
You'll be shocked, right?
You'll wait forever.
I can imagine. So tell us about the jobs in Canada. Are there any jobs that people can work on, and what kind of jobs are there?
We have lots and lots of jobs. We have lots and lots. Actually, they are always hiring. That was the other funny thing that I saw here. Because back home, we are always complaining there are no jobs.
Yes.
Now I come here and you turn this way, you turn that way. Everyone is saying that they are hiring. There are lots of jobs, all kinds of jobs, be it nursing, be it, restaurants, be any kind of construction, any kind of jobs. And where I live, I come from a province where we do oil and gas. So they have mining, they mine for gas, oil, they do oil and gas. They are always hiring. Jobs are very easy to find here because as I told you, I went to downtown and there are very few people there. So you can imagine if there are few, it means there are few employees as well.
Right.
Right.
So so if you wanted to go to school, where do you start?
You can apply for a student visa, whereby you can take up a program for 2 or 3 years, depending what you're studying,
Mm-hmm.
of which for me, I usually say that is the easiest way to come to Canada if you don't know anyone, you know, and if you're intending maybe to come and get papers and stuff like that. I always recommend the student way. It's the easiest way to come. And then if you're coming, you better do something that, you know, when you do something that is related to health, either nursing program or anything to do with health, you can never go wrong, because those are careers that are very high in demand. Right. So you can never go wrong when you're coming here for school, and then you enroll in healthcare, do your courses. It will be very easy for you to get maybe your permanent residency papers, and they will allow you to work 20 hours every week.
Oh, wow, that's good. That's in so when I come there and I go to school and I get my nursing, they will allow me to work. They will give me some permanent residency, right?
Your permanent resident, you shall apply after a certain period, you know, after you have gained your Canadian experience.
Okay.
So if you take up the one I always recommend, take a program that is around 2 years. So that will give you a leeway. After 1 year, you have gained some Canadian experience. Now you can start applying for your permanent residency.
Okay. Okay. So, so can someone work and at the same time go to school?
Yes.
If you have a student visa?
20 hours a week.
So they let you work for 20 hours a week?
20 hours. You cannot work full time, just 20 hours a week.
Okay. So now let's get back to you. You said that you went there through your husband called you there. So how did you go to school, or what did you do? Or do you have a job, or what are you doing right now?
For me, I didn't go to school. I didn't go to school. I just picked jobs. I picked jobs, and that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember, like you say, that there are so many jobs that can be done, and yeah.
Yes.
So you just need to have a spirit of working hard, or what?
Yes. Here, if you work hard, for sure, it's a good place. And the thing with Canada I like is, you know, they are more family oriented kind of country. So they usually, you know, encourage families. They encourage families a lot, and usually lots of benefits are given to families. If you have a here, you are more at an advantage, you know,
or than a person who doesn't have a family.
Yes, they really try to encourage family. They are for families, yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about the Canadian dream. So tell us about the Canadian dream.
So Canadian dream, I usually say it's up to you, like your hard work. You know, your hard work, your resilience, persistence, you know, because you might have the Canadian dream, but if you're not working on it, it's very difficult to realize it.
So what would you tell someone who is back home, or someone somewhere in Africa, who thinks that when people go abroad, everything is free of charge? What would you tell someone like that? Like, do you get free stuff, or do you have to work hard for it, or what happens? Because sometimes you will find it's challenging that you will tell someone that right now I'm short of cash, and maybe they think that you don't want to give them some money. So what can you say about that?
So I can tell them, and I usually tell them that, you see how hard we work back home. It is the same kind of environment here. We work very hard for our money.
Right.
Because nothing is free, and it is very easy here to be homeless if you are lazy. Because
so you want to tell us that someone can be homeless in Canada, like they don't have a place to live? I have
seen people even from Africa, from our African continent. They come here, especially, you know, those people who come from very well-up countries.
Right.
I mean, very well-up families. You know, they come here and they are told to start from scratch, and
Right.
they don't start from scratch. Because when you're coming here, let me tell our people that you cannot come here from being a doctor back home and think that tomorrow when you land, the following day you'll be seeing patients.
Right.
It is impossible. It is a total lie.
Okay.
You'll have to go back to school and, you know, because they have their own way, right?
Yeah.
You will not just come and start seeing patients and, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the way we do things there is different from the way they do things here.
Right.
You know? So they have to teach you their way.
Their way.
So that leaves you to, you have to start from the scratch. You have to even start doing, as you go to school for your, if you are a nurse or a doctor or something, you have to take up survival jobs, you know, something that will put food on, will pay your bills as you go to school to, you know, freshen up on you if you're a doctor or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have to start from the scratch and accept that you have to do those survival jobs.
Right.
Some people don't want to do those survival jobs, and so they would rather be, and that is how they end up being homeless, because here you have to pay rent, you need to eat, you need to pay all these bills. How will you do that if you don't want to take up survival jobs? Because they say, oh, back home, I was not doing this. I was a big manager back home. Now they expect that they land here and tomorrow they are that same big manager somewhere. No, it doesn't work that way.
So you must work hard. A work ethic is very important, right?
Very, very important. Very, very important.
So how do you move from one place to another? Do you have to walk, or do you have, what do you need?
Yes. So transportation here, driving is something that I learned here. It is not, it is a necessity. It's like a basic
It's
need.
not a luxury.
No, it's not. It's a basic, when you come abroad, I think driving is a basic need.
Okay.
You know how you need food, shelter, clothing.
Right.
Also add driving. Because I would stay in a bus stop, you know, wanting to go to work. You have to be at the bus stop an hour or an hour and a half before time.
Right.
And sometimes because of the snow, when it's really, really cold, or the roads, it has really snowed, and the roads are very slippery, the buses will delay up to 2 hours.
Okay.
So you can imagine if you are driving, you know, a trip that would have taken you maybe half an hour is taking you almost 2 hours, or 1.5 hours.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, you know, so driving is something I encourage people, when you're coming, please, at least do some driving back home, so that by the time you come and do the computer class, you know, the driving, you already know how to drive.
You know how to drive.
Very convenient for you, yeah.
So are there any traffic rules, or do you just drive the way you want?
Of course, there are traffic rules, and here you have to obey them to the T. You know those bad behaviors we have back home.
I know.
Yes, we need, I always tell my people to leave those behaviors at the airport there. Immediately you enter the plane, leave those behaviors there, because here you will not, you know, run a red light, and then when a cop stops you and then you give them, you know, kitu kidogo. Here nobody knows about that. They
so
know that
kitu kidogo.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is straightforward. The policeman will wait for his paycheck. He doesn't know about all these shortcuts. You know, the shortcuts usually, you know, so you have to obey. If it's red, no matter there is no car, or you know, or it's at night, no one is driving, you are the only one. If it is a red, it's a red, you have to stop until it will turn green. You have to obey. Yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting. Now, tell us about parenting. There, like, you have kids, like, how do you go about it?
So parenting is quite challenging, especially if you're new and you are from back home and you are used to having house helps.
Right.
Then you land here and realize that, oh, there are no house helps here.
I thought you had house helps in Canada.
Yes. No. Yes, they are there for, for the well-off people, for the rich people who can afford them. Yeah. But for regular people, you come here and you are shocked because there's no one to help you. The dishes will be there waiting for you. Whether you go for a week or 2 weeks, the laundry is still there where you kept it. So you have to do everything by yourself. Like for me, the other interesting thing that happened to me, because when I came here, I was pregnant. So I just stayed for 2 months and then I had my daughter. So there's no one here. You know how back home when you have a baby, all the relatives
all
come,
the women come.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Shock on you. You deliver your baby today. Tomorrow you are doing dishes, laundry, you are cleaning the house.
Right.
There's no one here to figure out, or you have jahe or something. No. You do it yourself.
You have to do everything for yourself.
Yes, but once you get used to it,
right,
it will be okay. It will be okay. At first, it will be hard, but if you can agree with maybe your partner or your husband,
right,
because here we don't have this is woman job, this is man job. All jobs are for everyone. Whether the husband plays a part in raising the kids, cleaning the house, cooking. It's shared duties because we cannot afford housemaids, and you cannot leave all that on one person, they will feel overwhelmed, especially if they are still working a regular job, and then everything has to be done by them. They will feel overwhelmed or stressed out. So you just agree with your partner, okay, you'll be doing this, I'll be doing that, and it will be very easy. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's very important. Now, there's something that I was dying to ask you about timing. So do we go with the African time, or do we go with the Canadian time? Like when you're being invited, so how does that go about?
Oh my goodness, timing is the other thing that I saw here, because us, we are African timers. Right. We are used to coming late. If you are told to come here at 2, you will come at 4. You come. In Africa, we are never in a hurry.
Yeah.
We are never in a hurry, and we never ever keep time. When I came here, time here is very important for them. Very, very important.
So if it's 7 o'clock, it's 7 o'clock, it's not 7:20.
Yes. I remember my first job. So when I came here, my first job, I was late. And when I was late, they told me that once you are late, they take $50 off your check. I said, what? What? I did not know it was that serious. So I was so shocked that timing here is very important. You cannot be late.
Okay.
You have to be on time.
You must be on time.
Yeah, just they say, the same way they say time is money, it is true.
Right.
Time is money, because now I lost $50. Now
because of being a few minutes late.
Yes.
So what can you tell our people who, like, we just invite for something and they want to come 2 hours later?
Yes. Here you have to learn. That's why I say it's when you come here, you change everything. You change the way you think, you change the way you interact with people.
Right.
You change everything, your mindset. Everything is different because here people expect you to be on time. They expect you to be telling the truth always. They expect you to, to be a very honest person.
Right.
They want trust from you, you know. You cannot go cutting on lines. You know how in back home people are lined up, and then you call your friend to cut in the line, something like that. Or some people will just come and cut in between the line. Here you cannot do that. Like everything is done systematically, to the T.
Wow.
If it is time, everything, you change everything. You cannot come here, drink and drive or pass red lights. No, you cannot. Here, everything is structured. Everything
Okay.
is structured. And that is the reason now I realize, once you travel, that's when now you realize, oh, that is why they are very developed. Everything is so strictly, structured.
Okay.
Everything is structured, and that is how they are able to be very developed.
Very developed. So, so if I came to Canada today, what's the best place to visit?
Oh, we have Niagara Falls.
I've been to Niagara Falls.
Oh, okay.
I went to Niagara Falls, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that place is beautiful, right?
Beautiful, beautiful place. We have the mountains here. We have provinces that are all the provinces have their own things, everything. They are all different. British Columbia is where you go picking fruit.
Oh, wow.
Fruits, cherries, all sorts of strawberries, during the summertime. It's a very beautiful place also. I live in Alberta. Alberta, we have mountains,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's very, very beautiful,
So how long, what's the distance between, if you went to Niagara Falls, is it very far from where you live?
It's very far. I would have to fly there. Yeah.
Oh, so it's very far. Because I know Niagara Falls is at the border. It's just at the border.
It's a border of US and Canada.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, New York and Canada. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. I have learned so much from you, and I know like my viewers are gonna get so much and learn so much. So tell us a little bit more about your YouTube channel. Like, what do you do, and and where we can find you and all that good stuff.
So my YouTube channel name is Cynthia Knowledge is Power, and I do immigration. I talk all about immigration, how to come to Canada. I give some tips. I'm not an immigration consultant, just a disclaimer. I tell some people might think I'm the one issuing the visa.
Right. You have to be on the,
Yes. Disclaimer. I just give, tips, and some from experiences, my own experience, other people experience, some tips. And I also do some motivational kind of videos, something like that. There are two kinds of content. I do immigration and motivation content. That's the kind of content that I do at Cynthia Knowledge is Power.
Cynthia Knowledge is Power. So so that's your YouTube channel. Do you have a Facebook channel or anything?
No, I just do for now because I'm still new. I'm not that old. I'm around 8-9 months old.
But you're doing very well.
Yeah, I'm
doing
still
very well.
Not yet.
You're doing very, very well. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're doing very well. I like watching your videos, and I'm like, oh, she's doing very well. Yeah, I do. So thank you for coming to Charities Bubble. We really, really appreciate your time. And we really appreciate everything that we have learned from you. And please subscribe to her channel. She said that her channel is Cynthia. Can you tell us one more?
Cynthia Knowledge is Power.
Cynthia Knowledge is Power. So she has all the knowledge. And like she said, she's not, she doesn't work for immigration, but she has walked the journey and she has the experience. So she's talking from experience. So we can get a tip or two from her and learn something. So once again, thank you for watching Charities Bubble. Like and subscribe to our channel, ask a question, and we hope that our guests will be back again to give us more.
100%. Yeah.
So thank you very much, Cynthia.